Hey, I don't know about you, but it seems the sports world is getting crazier. Am I wrong? I don't know if it's part and parcel of the world in which we live, where everything happens and then you see it in the palm of your hand right away. So you feel like everybody's seeing it, or you see opinions in the world, maybe politically or whatever, in the palm of your hands. You think, wow, people think that. I kind of feel out of place, and you feel crazy. And I'm just wondering if, the world is getting crazier there too. There's just a couple of Canadian forefingers, for instance, over in Italy.
Write that down.
Right? A couple of Canadian forefingers.
That's what I'm going to have for dinner tonight.
Hey, well, let's hope not.
We had a few of those at the bar last night.
What are you, Hannibal Lecter? Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay, got it. I see what you're saying. Very, very good.
I'm not really, but
okay, very good. And listen, we do call college basketball next month March Madness, but it seems madness hit a little bit last night, again involving UCLA's basketball team and their intense head coach Mick Cronin, who didn't have a very good stay in the mitten, as we refer to, the great state of Michigan, and 2 losses in a row. Last night in East Lansing, Michigan, against the Michigan State team coming off a loss on the road to Wisconsin, which is playing some excellent college basketball underneath a little bit of a radar here, racking up wins against my school, the only team to beat Michigan so far this year, and they beat Illinois, and then they beat Michigan State, which comes back home, and boy, did they beat up UCLA last night. 82-59 was the final score, but that's neither here nor there in terms of what grabs the headlines. What grabbed a headline is something I've never seen before, which we've seen hard fouls, right? We've seen hard fouls. We've seen hard fouls when there shouldn't be a hard foul, like in a 25-point game as it was last night when Stephen Jamerson, a former Michigan State student, so he has a history there in East Lansing, goes and hammers Carson Cooper, who has a clear path to the basket. And it was a hard foul. It was a flagrant foul, but not an ejectionable foul. And as Carson Cooper hops up from the floor, Jamerson goes back to his bench where he's met by his coach, Mick Cronin, who is, as his wont, emoting. He is now pointing to the locker room while grabbing his player's jersey. And I think he was pointing to someone on his bench saying, "Get him out of here." And you could see Jamerson was kind of confused as to what the coach wanted. And then he realized, I'm being sent off the floor, not by somebody in stripes, but somebody in plaid. And I've never seen this before. And he sent his own player back to the locker room, essentially ejected his own player.
Wow.
Which is, in fact, wild. I've never seen that before. Again, to put myself sitting here in a calm Wednesday morning Los Angeles studio, as opposed to a Los Angeles-based head coach in the cauldron of the Michigan State gym last night in the midst of this stretch of games, to place myself in those shoes, to say he needs to maybe have a calmer demeanor. It's a stretch, not gonna lie, but UCLA's head coach over the last couple of years, in 2021, as you know, took UCLA to the Final Four, took care of my school in the process, and he's been a Pac-12 Coach of the Year. He's been Coaches of the Year at various levels. But over the last couple of years, there seems to be an unraveling, is the only way to put it. And this last night, again, sending his own player off, he explained it this way afterwards.
True toughness is in how you compete and how you go to work every day. Steve's a good kid. He made a bad decision. But if you want to be a tough guy, you need to do it during the game. for a block out for a rebound. So I was thoroughly disappointed. Guy was defenseless in the air. I know Steve was trying to block the shot, but you don't. The game's a 25-point game. You don't do that.
That is true. You don't do that. But I normally would think you'd leave the ejecting up to the officials. Again, I've never seen that. You know who's also never seen it? One of the winningest coaches in the history of college basketball. This is what Tom Izzo had to say afterwards.
I felt for Mick, his team's a lot better than that. And I guess he upgraded that to a flagrant 2, huh?
Wow.
That's the first time I saw a coach do it, but that sounds like Mick, so he'll get that straightened out.
God, I love Izzo, man.
Am I wrong for watching this over and over? We've all watched a lot of basketball and thinking this foul doesn't seem like it was that bad.
Well, again, he's contesting it, and he's playing tough, hard basketball, but it's a 25-point game. And just let the guy go get the hoop, unless you're trying to.
But come on.
I listen, his own head coach, I think, also says it right. If you want to be tough, do the basic stuff.
So playing,
but again, this is the issue I have here.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad.
I see it too. I see it too. That it didn't look like he was intending to harm.
I mean, I slowed it down and watched it over and over.
I know.
And the guy he should have gone after was the dude who actually hit the guy going up the layup a little bit harder than the dude that got tossed.
But again, I it's tough for me to sit here and surf in. I have watched Big Ten basketball quite a bit this year. Mm-hmm. But it's tough for me to surf in and basically say, you know what the coach should have done? Sat him at the end of the bench, let the refs handle the situation, and then in a quiet moment, pull him aside and go, that's not what we do here. You could have basically sat him down for the night.
Teachable moment.
Right, teachable moment, as opposed to sending him up. I mean, if this kid was already charged up about being back at Michigan State, right, to send him off in front of all the Michigan State fans who are going nuts, screaming, giving them even a bigger moment for them to cheer at the kid, kind of flies in the face of what I think is the right thing to do. But again, I am sitting here telling a coach of the year up the 405 at Westwood how to coach. It's his own style, as you even heard Izzo goes, but that's Mick, and he'll straighten it out. But this is the thing that, in addition to this moment, this exchange with the reporter afterwards, because, again, that Michigan State student section that you thought was no big deal, that Dusty May was sitting in front of on their bench before the game to show these kids, you're calling me out for seeing me peek my head out of the tunnel, and I'm sitting on your bench. All right, I'll just sit back. That's no big deal. The thing that you said yesterday, no big deal. No big deal.
Right,
well, they were chanting it at. They were chanting the name of Xavier Booker, a former 5-star recruit who signed with Michigan State before transferring to UCLA in April after 2 years with Izzo. They were chanting his name. And they were going crazy, as you know, about Jamerson leaving. The crowd was into it.
Yeah.
And so a reporter asked Cronin about it, and this is not his fondest moment, to be straight up.
What was your thoughts on the student section chanting Booker's name?
I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section.
I just meant the overall the way that you
I would like to give you a kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
Did you like
You should take it.
the preparation of the?
You really think I care about the other team's
No, I
student
don't. I don't
section?
think you care about the other.
Are you raising your voice at me?
No, I'm just.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Come on, dude.
I'm not raising.
Come on, dude. Yes, you are. Everybody's standing here listening to you. Everybody. This is on camera. They can hear you. I answered the question. I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section. I coach UCLA. I don't care about Michigan State students. I mean, who cares?
He did answer the question, but then he's the one that broadsided the reporter by saying it's the worst question I've ever been asked. And when the reporter retorts, he retorts back and then treats the reporter like he's a kid in the front row of a third grade class about raising a voice.
Yeah, come on, man.
I mean,
get out of here.
But again, a tough weekend for him, and by the way, in terms of being a professional, I do give it up to him. He's one of the only guys who actually shows up dressed like I'm used to watching basketball head coaches get dressed, three-piece suits. Every other coach shows up like it's a scrimmage these days. At any rate, not to go all in on it, it was just a really rough night for UCLA, and also UCLA on the weekend, where they lost to Michigan over the weekend, 86-56. But that's part and parcel of what my alma mater is doing.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.